Hi, come in. Hello, welcome. You're on me. 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 Make you take my number. Hi, everyone. Welcome, 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 welcome back. And my guest is here. I'm ready. Okay, let's stop the music and get serious. My guest is here and I'm ready. First, let me apologize for the last session. My guest actually had a really serious network issue, so that's why it kept fluctuating. But then we are really have to bring back Oma Omi because she's got a very good message from us on how to evolve. Because every day we keep growing, every day we celebrate another birthday, we keep evolving to this new person, we keep becoming another stage of life. And if you do not know how to evolve, you are going to be stuck in your old self. When they talk about branding, it's not just about um Coca-Cola and everything. Even us, we have to rebrand ourselves. The way you used to dress when you were maybe 20-year-old, if you try to fit in that 20-year-old dress and style into a 40-year-old, then you're not evolving. Even in your personal life, you have to evolve. So we'll now have to bring back Omami to teach us. So if you are back, call up your sister because another great Tabitha is in the house. Now Ugo is here and she's going to take us on the power of greatness within you. Woo! I love this. One of the things I always say is that greatness lies within you. See, there's something I just discovered recently. Every solution that we need in life is within us. I mean, it's very powerful when you think of it. We have the mind of Christ, and this is stored in our subconscious mind. Okay. Hi, welcome. I can see you. Welcome, welcome. I see you. Lolo, oh, you're the first. Welcome. So every solution that you have lies within you. That's why you have to read this book. If you have not pre-ordered this book, it's 3,005. 7 p.m. is our book launch. After the book launch, by tomorrow, it goes to the original price of 5,000. Let me tell you about the greatness that lies within you. There's a character in this book. She's in the Bible. She's called Abigail. Okay. Abigail had a challenge. Her family was facing an impending doom. David, with his army, was coming to wipe their whole generation away. But you see, even at that time, Abigail connected to the greatness that lied within her. She had a solution. Her foolish husband did not even get it. Her solution was in her kitchen. Hey, God. The solution to stop a war and to stop her family from being killed was not in a sword. It was not in a gun. Her solution was right there in her kitchen. How did she know that? She tapped into her inner Tabitha, the greatness that lies within her, and her idea came. This man is hungry. What does this man need? Food. A hungry man is an angry man. This woman needs me. What does it when they see? Do you know that when a man that is angry sees a woman, what happens? You pipe down now. But once they see a woman coming, I don't know. Hey, I wish we knew all we have. That's why I want to shake the Tabitha within you. There's something about a woman that when a man sees a woman, his heartbeat, if it was raising with anger, begins to mellow down. It's just that we don't know how to use our Tabitha. We don't know how to unleash the Tabitha within us. And that is the greatness that lies within us. So without much ado, I'm going to bring Ugo, our guest. We have to wrap this up before we go for the book launch. So I have to leave the floor. Okay, Ivy, stop talking now. There's greatness. I call her the eagle. She's here to soar. So here is Ugo had posted her profile. We must have all read about her. So I'm bringing her up. She's my sister. She's my friend. She's my partner. We are doing greatness together. Hi, Ugo.
God, Tabitha, rise.
Tabitha, arise.
I love it. I love
Oh,
it.
welcome, darling. It's
Oh,
so good to have you here.
thank you so much. I'm so grateful to be here.
All right, I'm going to leave you now to do your thing,
Yeah.
And so you can.
Hi, everybody. I'm so happy to be here with you guys as Coach ID launches Tabita Arise. Now, my part today is to wake up the greatness inside of you. The question I always wonder is, why is it that so many of us are walking around as chickens when we're eagles? Just like what ideas just released about Tabita, there is that greatness inside of us that we haven't tapped into. And so, because of that, we walk around not knowing who you are. So, whenever I start my chat, I always start my information, my interview or whatever I'm going through with a simple question: who are you? Now, it looks like a simple question, but it's a tough question, because not only do you not know who you are, not only do you need to know who you are, you need to know what are you. You need to know why are you? Why have you been sent here? We're all on this journey to earth because we've been sent here for a purpose. But if you do not realize your purpose, you're going to walk around not knowing who you are. You're going to walk around having your head bowed down when you should be walking with your head high up, because you're a queen. You're a daughter of a king. I always say this. Imagine someone I'm based in the UK, by the way. So I'm going to illustrate this with the illustration of our royal family, because in the weekend, coming up in the weekend, we're going to be celebrating the Jubilee. Now, the royal family is a well-established institution. It is a well-established organization. The world knows them. Imagine one of the child, let's take for William an example, walking around and eating garbage on the street. Can you imagine that? That's never going to happen, because his grandmother sits on the throne. We're going to be celebrating 70 years of her being the Queen of England. Okay? William, who is a grandson of the Queen, will never be caught hanging around the garbage dump. William will never be caught scavenging. William will never be caught wanting, needing. William knows who he is. William knows that his mother, his grandmother, sits on the throne. He's also aware that his father is going to take over the throne once his mother is gone, once his grandmother is gone. He also knows that after his father's rule, it would eventually be his rule. He's aware of who he is. Do you know who you are? Do you know that just like William is on this earth realm, you also have domain, and the greatness lies inside of you? Do you know that you have the power to command and say, be that, be moved, the mountain, and it will be cast out? Do you know that? That's the problem. So many of us do not know what we carry. We do not know that we have indeed greatness. We have greatness and we possess greatness. So I start off with the introduction of something simple. What do you think you are? What do you think you're made of? Let me break it down. You're made of three parts, okay? I call it the physical body, the spiritual body, and the emotional body. Now, let me just break down your physical body for you so you understand what the physical body is. Okay? Your physical body is estimated to be worth over 35 million pounds. Yeah, I am correct. If you doubt it, go do some research yourself. There's a scientist of a name of, I've forgotten his name, but he went out and took out every part of a human, and decided to create a worth. He put a worth to it. And he came up with the simple fact that in simple worth terms, if he had to quantify a human's worth in monetary terms, it will be worth over 30 million pounds. So that body that you abuse anyhow, that you curse, you said, I'm not good enough, I don't know what, you know that you're carrying millions with you, but you don't know that. Your hair alone is worth a lot of money. The air you breathe is worth a lot of money, but you don't know that. You look for everything outside of you without realizing everything is inside of you. Nothing outside is going to make you. In fact, everything that you ever needed to survive has already been placed inside of you. You just need to connect with it. And that's why I'm always saying to you, I'm here to wake up the eagles. I'm here to let you know, in the sense, you'll need to wake up. Tabitha needs to arise. Because every one of you possess that greatness. Again, you've got 70 trillion cells. Think about it. If you're an organization, you've got 70 trillion members working for you, and they're all working in harmony. This is just your physical body I'm breaking down. They're all working in harmony for you. And then you've got your body parts. 22 square feet is what makes up your skin. Your skin is the largest part of your body. Are you following? This is the physical greatness that I'm already explaining to you, that you possess, not just me. You possess that. All right? Now let's move to your spiritual body. That alone is the very essence that connects you to your creator. You're a spirit living in a body. It encompasses our connection to the world at large and our creator. Your spiritual body connects you. It is a direct connector to if you're a Christian, to the Holy Spirit. It is the direct connector that downloads all the things that you need. I always say this every time we see things that the world have created. Just know that it already existed in the spiritual. It already existed in the unseen. So you take, for instance, we've got clouds, right? Everyone is so excited about clouds. But do you know that cloud was already there? We already had clouds. Where do you think your cloud is? It's all inside. I'm going to be breaking it down. You've got the subconscious and you've got you've got the conscious mind and the subconscious. You have a mind of God. He says he possesses the mind. God first created the world and thought about you in his mind, and he called it out in his mouth and said, let there be. So you possess this tool called the mind. What do you think that you are? That's just your spiritual body. Okay, but we must learn to harness it. We must learn to connect in prayer, in meditation, in visualization, and in affirmation. Because if you disconnect, this is what the disconnect can manifest as loneliness. When we get disconnected from our creator, we get disconnected from our source within. That way you become lonely. That's when you hear people say, I'm lonely. You lose your sense of intuition. I always say all the time, you've got powers of intuition inside of you. Are you using it? Are you using the power of your intuition to connect? Are you getting downloads? You don't only have your five senses, your eyes, your nose, your taste, your mouth, and your touch. Those are five senses for the physical body. But you've also got five senses, or even six senses, for your spiritual. Are you using it? Have you found ways to utilize them to connect with your senses from the inside? They're tools to help you do this. By visualizing, by meditating, by praying even words of affirmation. These are ways to connect with your inner Tabitha so that you can begin to arise. Now, when our spiritual body is not centered or connected to God, when our spiritual body is centered and connected, we feel calm, we feel peaceful, we feel unafraid, and we feel limitless. And we're so full of love. So begin to take stock. How am I feeling? Am I feeling calm? Am I feeling fruitful? Am I feeling full of love? Am I feeling limitless? Am I connected? Am I centered? If all the time all you do is feel worry, you're worrying about this, you're worrying about that, you're feeling fearful, you're not going to allow your tabby to arrive. That's when you begin to realize that you're out of being centered. You're not connecting with the spiritual, you're not connecting with the person within. Just as without is so that it's within. But everything starts from within. In order to tap into your greatness, you have to tap into within. Okay? Nothing is created in the outside. Everything is created from inside. The first understanding of who you are is from inside. So you must keep a spiritual connection, making sure that your spiritual connection is strong. You stay connected to the source, and the source will let you know your worth. Ida introduced me as the eagle, and I've got a story about that. Before I became the eagle, I was the chicken. Yes, I was a chicken. I walked around like a chicken. I thought like a chicken. I behaved like a chicken. I didn't know who I was. I didn't know what I was. I didn't know what I carried. I didn't know the power that resided in me. I didn't know all of this. And so I allowed the world to beat me up, down, left, right, center. The world will decide this is who you are. I took that. But when I started to discover who I was, I realized that I was made for more. And every one of you are made for more. Every one of you own and possess the most powerful tool, which is already inside of you, your mind. You need to begin to tap into that. You need to understand the next part of you is your emotional body. Our emotional body includes everything from our nervous system to our tears that we cry to our hormones. When we're unbalanced emotionally, or when we feel unworthy or unhappy or low self-esteem, that's coming from our emotional body. The thoughts that we hold of ourselves come from our emotional body, your belief system, which stems from our belief system. Our belief system are part of the programs that we run in our unconscious mind, in our subconscious mind. And our subconscious mind is in control only our conscious mind is in control only 5%. Our subconscious is in control 95. Now let me break this down. When I say there's greatness inside of you, I'm already telling you what you need to begin to see. Begin to see from the inside. And to see from the inside, you've got to tap into your powerful mind. And your mind is made of two parts. You've got the conscious mind and you've got the subconscious mind. The subconscious mind is where everything goes. Everything that comes through your consciousness goes into your subconsciousness. And in your subconsciousness, things are trapped there. Because once it goes in there, it's accepted. Only your conscious mind can accept or reject. So you've got to learn to only allow things that you want that will be fruitful to you to go through into your subconscious mind. You've got to know how to master your emotions. Okay? Understanding the harmony between these three parts of you is the key to your greatness. Understanding how you harmonize your physical with your spiritual and your emotional will unlock your safe. Now, let me tell you this. You've got a safe. Imagine you've got a vault. Let's imagine the biggest vault, maybe in Africa, where they've got money, right? In order to open this vault, you need a combination key. Now, every vault has a unique combination key. And this is who you are. You've got a unique combination key, and your vault is on your inside. But to be able to unlock this limitless potential, you've got to find your unique combination key. Only your unique combination key can unlock this vault so that you begin to tap into this limitless abundance waiting for you. But you've got to find it. That's why the Bible says when you ask, you shall find. When you seek, you shall find. When you ask, you shall receive. When you knock, the door will be open. These doors are the doors to your infinite potential. These doors are the door to your vault, your whole treasure lying inside of you. But you got to do the work to find out these combination keys to get them. And so your job today is to find a way to harmonize these three parts, to begin to unlock this combination key, to begin to unlock this combination so you can tap into that greatness.
Wow, well, I know. I said let me hop in here, because I love the way that you say unleash. That there's a vault inside of you that you have to unlock. And one of the things that I would like to say is this: so many people always feel that, oh, I don't have this greatness. I don't have this greatness. What are they talking about? This greatness? Let me tell you that you have a greatness. If you don't have a greatness within you, you will not be alive today.
No.
Everybody has something that they survived.
Hmm.
So, what have you survived?
Hmm.
Do you know that what you have survived had killed someone else? I've survived a miscarriage, but that same miscarriage has killed someone. I've survived a stillbirth, but that same stillbirth has killed someone. So, what have you survived? Because that's the greatness. It is the greatness. It is the Tabitha within you that made you to come through that thing. Sometimes if you don't look back at yourself and ask yourself, what did I survive that killed another person?
Hmm.
Then when somebody says greatness, you'll be wondering, but I'm not great. You are.
You're very
But
great.
let me tell you, okay, you can't think of anything. You survived waking up. Do you know that somebody like you slept and didn't wake up? You survived. So the greatness within you is what has made you survive. There is so much greatness within you, but just because you have not come to the awareness of who you are,
Yes.
that's why you don't know. That's why I had to step in one go was saying that you have a vault inside of you, and somebody might be thinking, what's this vault? That vault is you going back to that thing which you survived. And
Yeah.
always say, ask yourself, how did I survive it? Something killed someone else, but I survived. How did I survive it?
Hmm.
What were the necessary steps that I took? In my book, I talked about Oprah and Naomi and Ruth.
There you go.
Now, Ruth survived. Okay, she crossed over to the other side, and she had a dynasty. She became a legacy.
Hmm.
But who in the Bible is talking about Oprah now? She didn't survive it. So the same trip that they made, they all went out together. Somebody's name got lost and she went back to her place of pain. The other person survived. So we have greatness within us. And one of that greatness is that you survived something that actually killed somebody else. Take it away, okay?
Heidi, I love how you just put that in there, because when people realize that everybody has a story, and this is what makes you unique. There is nobody with your story, there's nobody with your fingerprints. When I talk about your unique code, I'm talking about going into yourself and discovering that which is hidden. You got something that the world is waiting for, the manifestation. It's inside of you. But you must first begin to link yourself together with your three parts, understanding who you are, making the decision to say, I'm here to discover myself. Yes, I had a past. How do I use my past to empower my future? How do I use my story to begin to step on it as my future? Who would benefit from my story? Who is out there? Who is the next Tabitha that I need to wake up? Because you waking them up as Tabitha means that they need to go on to wake other Tabithas. They need to understand that their mission is to begin to empower other women to be Tabithas, because you've got a tribe of Tabitha and these women will come along. So therefore, the question you need to be asking is greatness. This lady Ugo says greatness lies inside of me. Where do I start from? Go back to your past. What is it you survived? What is your story? Who is out there that is going to benefit from my story? How do I need to empower other women about what I have gone through? You might say it's nothing, it's something. There is 7.8 billion people in this world. I'm telling you, there is somebody out there waiting to hear from you, waiting to hear how you survived what you went through so that they feel empowered. So connecting with your inner Tabitha is knowing your story, knowing who you are, and beginning to say, you know what, I'm ready to step into my greatness. But it starts with your decision. You work on that decision, deciding, okay, time is up. Time is ticking. I've got to step up. I'm a light. The Lord, God has called me to be a light. You cannot shine your light with a lot of, oh, I don't know this. You need to shine your light out unapologetically. And so a Tabitha, a woman with greatness, is somebody who is rising out from the dust, beginning to take her position and say, you know what? I'm ready to step into this new phase. Thanks to Tabitha Arise.
Jesus asked this question that I love so much. I love it so much. He said to Peter, "Who do people say that I am?"
Hmm.
And Peter, it wasn't even Peter, it was the disciples. They say, "Oh, some say you're John the Baptist, some say you're the prophet, some say you're the this and that." And then Jesus asked a very profound question. He said, "No, you. Who do you say that I am?"
Hmm.
And for you to rise your Tabitha, that's one of the question you should ask yourself. Who do you say that you are?
There you
I
go.
mean, and when you say that, you're going to say, "Oh, my name is Idorese Peter." That's what your parents said that you are.
Hmm.
"Oh, I'm a banker." I say that's what profession said that you are. "Oh, I am a mother." That is what, husband and getting married to say that you're. That's what nature made you. Who do you say that you are is your purpose,
There you
why you are, that greatness within you.
go.
And so when you tap into that, who do you say that you are? And sometimes people always say, "I don't know my purpose, I don't know anything." Let me tell you how you can trace your purpose. What is that pain that you went through? Your pain is tied to your purpose.
There you go.
The reason that you go through that pain is so that you can have a story to tell. The
Hmm.
reason that we have like Fine Wine Community is because I came through a pain.
There you
The
go.
reason that Ugo calls herself an eagle is was because she once saw herself like a chicken.
Hmm.
So, what have you gone through? That's why I'm saying, what did you go through and came out from?
Yeah.
Because that is what is going to define you.
There you go.
Have you gone through a rape and you survived it, and today you are standing because some people have been raped to death? What made you survive? You survive it because you have a story,
You have a
you
story.
have a purpose.
You have a
So
purpose.
instead, because we brought somebody the other day and said, when you tell your story, you cannot be ashamed
No.
anymore
Mm-mm.
because it's already out there, so you cannot be ashamed. So when you tell your story, when you tap into that greatness that lies within you, that story comes out and you begin to take that lemon that life throws at you and make a lemonade. Everybody has a Tabitha. Let me tell you something about Tabitha. Tabitha is bettered through pain
Hmm.
because when God created you, He put this Tabitha inside of you. The world will always want to kill the Tabitha, just like they wanted to kill Dorcas.
Yep.
But Tabitha survives, and Tabitha is a woman that came through pain and became a purpose.
Hmm.
So I always ask you again, what can your pain teach me? That is Tabitha.
That is
When
it.
you identify your pain and ask that question, what can your pain teach me? What can your pain teach a generation? How can I not be in pain because you came through a pain?
Hmm.
Can I look at you and be consoled that because she survived, I survived?
Life.
You are doing the generation a disservice if you don't raise your Tabitha. You are doing a generation a disservice if you do not come out to tell your story, to embrace who you are, and to begin to stop being defined by the world. Like when Peter said, some said you are this, some said you are that. No. Who do you say that you are? Tabitha,
Hmm.
arise, because there's greatness that lies within you.
Abs-
Over to you.
Absolutely. And I love the way you use the illustration of how Peter, when God asks, when Jesus asks, "Who do you say that I am?" Because in that moment, Jesus was trying to get them to think, "Who do you see me as?" because it doesn't matter what the world has said, it's what you have said that I want to know. And it's the same for every woman. Who do you say that you are? It doesn't matter what your environment has said, it doesn't matter where you are, it doesn't matter what your past has said. It's who do you say that you are? When you begin to see the goodness that you are, when you begin to see the love that the Father has within you, then you begin to know that there is so much waiting for you. When you begin to see how loved you are, your Creator loves you so much that you're still here listening to us today. He has so much plans for you. He thought about you even before you were thought about. You know, one of the things that makes me even intrigue about this whole thing, if because of biology and studying all these things from psychodynamics, you find that when your mother was when your mother was a baby, she already had everything of you inside her. So you imagine when your grandmother was carrying your grandmother was carrying your mother, but was also carrying you. So grandmothers are there carrying you. You will think that it was only your mother that carried you. No, your grandmother also carried you, because that which is already inside of you was already there. So your mother didn't just wake up and have you. You were already planned. So you want to tell me that the Creator who took time to plan you from generation to generation did just plan you so that you can be a waste and think there's nothing to you? There's so much inside of you. But everything lies in who you think you are and tapping into the power of that greatness. And that power lies inside of you. Tap into the power of your mind. Your mind is another tool, is a big tool. I was talking about your conscious mind and your subconscious. You need to tap into that subconscious mind. Begin to partner with it. Let it teach you a lot about yourself so that you begin to know that, you know what, I can do this. I can step out. I can step out like Peter stepped out on water. I can begin to walk on water. And then you begin to realize that you are a Tabitha and you've got to arise.
So before we round up, let me just read you if you have not pre-ordered this book, Tabitha Arise, I tell you, it's a fantastic book.
Amazing, amazing
It
book.
is a fantastic book. Honestly, it took me years to write it. And somebody said, how can it take you? Like I always say, it took me since 2017. Somebody say, how can it take you 2017? That's because I didn't pour out from my conscious mind. I poured it out with the help of the Holy Spirit. So he tells me, write, I write it, he stops. And you have to get to a certain point of ready before you write a book like this.
Yep.
So it's not a book that you write in 1 year, 2 years. Every time I wrote it, the Holy Spirit had to make me to stop writing it and learn about myself and grow and have knowledge about myself before I come back to writing it. So it
Wow.
was stop writing this. There are a lot of personal stories inside this book because, as I said, what can your pain teach me? What can your pain teach me? So I'm going to read something from this book. It says this: Tabitha, arise.
Mm.
Tabitha opens your eyes to see the problem and opens your mind to how you can become the solution.
Hmm.
Everybody has that spirit, but a woman's Tabitha is special. As women, we are created to birth forth one of God's greatest creation, the human person. Did you get that?
Yeah.
You are a woman used by God to bring forth and nurture a creation beautifully crafted, fearlessly and wonderfully made in the image and likeness of the master creator. Kai,
Wow.
I want to see that. I mean, we always say that, oh, I gave birth, I don't want picking, oh, I gave birth to a child. What is it? Is a baby boy. You didn't give birth to a baby boy or a baby girl. Listen to what you brought forth into the world. If
Hmm.
you are the woman and then you have not brought it forth from your womb and you have nurtured a child, I want you to understand what you did. You housed an image and likeness of God inside your womb for 9 months. You carried a God.
Wow.
The Bible says,
Wow.
ye are gods, and all of you are children of the Most High God. So when you were pregnant, you carried a God, a God.
Mm,
Made in the image. You housed a God.
mm.
It's only a God that can house a God.
Wow.
You get that?
Yep.
That's the topic that I'm talking about.
Yep.
You are not just an ordinary person. You carried a God, a person created in the image and likeness of God,
Mm.
made by the master creator. He trusted you, he empowered you enough and put it inside your womb. And
Wow.
now listen to me. That is powerful, and that is why you are special. You don't only birth a child, listen, you birth a spirit, a soul, and a body. You
Mm.
birth a dream, a mission, a vision, and a purpose. You
Mm.
birthed and raised a Tabitha. So
Wow.
when you push that child out of your womb, when you carry that child and you push that child, that's why childbirth is supposed to be painful.
Yeah.
Because I mean, you are bringing into the world a purpose.
Mm.
You are bringing a mission. You
Mm.
are bringing a vision. You are bringing a co-creator. You are bringing a manufacturer. You are bringing a solution. Tabitha, arise. There is greatness that lies within you. You are not an ordinary person.
Mm-mm.
Therefore, Tabitha as a woman is most powerful.
Mm.
Have you met you? Please do, because you are amazing. Have
Oh,
you met you?
oh,
Have you met you?
I
If
love
you
that.
haven't meet you, you
Oh.
are amazing. So why will you bring forth this and you still feel that you cannot do all that you were created to do?
Mm.
Why will you bring forth this greatness and the devil will come in and lie to you? Do you understand why the devil came to Eve instead of Adam? Because of the Tabitha. She
Mm.
knew that when she spoke to Adam, her voice, we just finished a coach with Coach Louisa, your voice, your power. And somebody will ask you, are you, do we as women have a power voice? Can you hear me?
Yep.
And when you begin to confuse and think that you don't have a power voice and your voice is not powerful and your opinion is not relevant and you're supposed to keep quiet, ask yourself, why did the devil approach Eve?
Mm.
She knew that she's a Tabitha woman, and when she speaks, the world will stand still. She
Yes.
knew that when he goes to Adam, Adam might not hear, but
Mm.
when Eve speaks, and she spoke. Yes, it wasn't in a good way, but I'm
Yeah.
just showing you the power that even the devil recognized the power.
Mm.
Tabitha, arise, because when you go in and pray, heaven begins to listen to you more. Why? Because he knows that he bettered a mission, a purpose, and a
Yeah.
vision, because you are relevant. So I just want to end this
Wow.
conference by telling you, Tabitha, never let the world make you feel that you are irrelevant. You
Mm.
see, when the devil knows the greatness that lies within you, that is why he will bring in words like, you are the weaker sex. Oh, you shouldn't say anything. Women should be seen and not heard. You see, the trouble that we face and the problem that we face in the society as women, and the more they want to silence us, is not because of anything. It's because the devil understands the power that lies within us.
Yes.
But guess what? Greater is he that is in you than he that is in the world.
Mm-hmm.
I want you to understand this when you before you leave this conference. You have the power and greatness that lies within you. You
Absolutely.
have a voice. When you leave this conference, I want you to know that you have to match a voice with a voice. So many voices will come around you. Oh, you've been there for 3 days. Leave these people, all these motivational speakers. It's not possible for you to do. Those voices are going to be your inner voice of doubt and your outer voice of the people around you. But let me tell you one thing you must know. You have to match a voice with a voice. When it was time for God to push Ruth and Oprah into their place of destiny, they came from a place of pain. But it was time for God to change their story and to make them to change because they survived that pain. But it was time for God to take them to their place and arise their Tabitha. A voice came to silence them. Naomi said to her daughter-in-law, Go back. I don't have anything to offer. Go back. And they cried and they prayed and they clung to her. And she said, okay. But then the voice will not stop. Go back. What do I have to offer you? Even if I was to give a birth to a son, will you wait for them to grow to you and then get married to them? Go back. There is nothing for you where I'm going. There will always be that voice to tell you, go back. There will always be that voice to tell you, what is there? There will be the voice that will remind you of your place of shame. When I wanted to start this program and speak to audience, guess what? Voices started reminding me. It started opening my book of shame. The things I've done in the past, the things that people have said about you. The voice told me, who will listen to you? Can you remember XYZ? Can you remember when you were young? Can you remember you've done abortion before? Who are you that you should talk about God? But you see, I had to keep going. One of the things that you can do to raise your Tabitha is to know this. You have to match a voice with a voice. You have to match with a voice with a voice. So while Oprah just kept quiet and became the good woman, the holy woman, the woman that should be seen and not heard, and she kissed Naomi goodbye, and guess what? She went back to her place of pain. She killed her Tabitha again, washed it up the corpse as they washed Dorcas, and put it back in the upper room and silenced her Tabitha and went back. Ruth matched a voice with a voice. She said, don't tell me to go back. Woman, that thought in my head, don't tell me to go back. Don't tell me. I have come this far. I have survived things. I have survived pain. Don't tell me to keep quiet. Don't tell me to go back. And then she began to speak for herself. Who do you say that you are? Because if you don't know how to speak for yourself, the world will speak for you. If you can't take a decision for yourself, the world will take a decision for you. And guess what? Nobody really cares about you so much. It's always a self-first war. Who can blame us? And then she began to speak to herself. She began to affirm for herself, where you go, I will go. Your people shall be my people. Your God will be my God. I will grow there. I will die and I'll be buried there. And let me tell you, immediately she said those words, her words went before her and prepared the land. The word went before her and organized Boa. The word went before her and organized the farm for which she would meet Boa. By the time she spoke, match a voice with a voice. I don't care if it is a voice of your mind, if it is a voice of your seniors, if it is a voice of your sibling, if it is a voice of your family, if it does not align to the Tabitha that will make you rise, speak up and be heard. And the Bible said, when she said this thing, Naomi was silent. Your faith can be seen, your faith can be heard. So Tabitha, there is greatness that lies within you. And you will never get to the greatness unless you rise up and begin to silence the voice within you. You will never get to the greatness unless you begin to understand that you are not just an ordinary woman. If you could bend a mission, a purpose, a vision, an image and likeness of God, if you could house a God inside your womb, you are a God. And you are extraordinary. You are phenomenal. You are beautiful. Even the devil had to seek your counsel to change a belief. Even the devil had to seek your counsel. Let no man confuse you. You are special. That's why I love this painting in the wall. Tabitha, arise. Set yourself free. Release yourself to fly. There's greatness that lies within you. This picture speaks liberation. This picture speaks freedom. This is a woman that is coming out of her past and she's tearing off that coat of shame and telling herself, I release you. I don't know the shackles that is holding you. I don't know the cloth of shame. I want you to stretch out your hands just like this woman and tell yourself, I am an eagle. The Bible says we will soar. I rise. I rise. Nothing can hold you back. And if there is any baggage that you identify that can hold you back, not to be this picture, not to be this woman, I want you to release that baggage and tell yourself, Tabitha, arise. Woo! Thank you so much. We have to go now. We have a book launch by 7 p.m. Thank you so much, Ugo. God bless you. Thank you,
Thank
sister.
I really
Yeah,
appreciate it. Thank you.
thank you. Thank you. So, ladies, the link will be posted on the Like Fine Wine group. I invite everybody to my book launch. Again, if you have not gotten this book, it's 3,500. I'm going to put my phone number here. Get through to me. Let me Yes, check on the chat section. You're going to see my phone number. Get this book. Most of the things that I've said, very few are in this book. There are so many. Your life can't be the same. The book also have exercises, that you should do. So it's not just an ordinary book. There are workbooks, things, questions you should ask yourself. Because one of the things is that when greatness lies within you, you have to ask yourself some questions. By the time you ask your question, the Bible says, "Ask and you shall receive." So it's not just about asking God. If you ask yourself questions, you shall receive answers. So when we hear ask and receive, we always think, "Oh, God, give me this." No, 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 no. If you listen to my speaker when yesterday, Michelle Hammond, he said, don't go to God to ask him for something. Ask him for the idea and the solution, because he has equipped you with the solution and greatness and the tabitha that lies within you. So when you get this book, there are some questions that you sit down. It's not an ordinary book that you read and keep. There are some questions that you have to sit down, ask yourself, and you will see the tabitha, the spirit within you, bring out so much answer. So I'm going to post the link on the Like Fine Wine group, or for you to join for the book launch. I look forward to seeing you and having this wonderful session with you. Thank you so much. It's been 3 days of Tabitha Arise. Let me hear your feedback. That's my phone number. Send your feedback. If you're on Like Fine Wine group, post your feedback on this conference. What has it meant to you? Please, ma, you said people that paid 6,000 will have the book sent to us. Please, when should we expect it? We are all, the book is 3,500. It's not 3,000, it's 3,005. Chat with me. Now, this is a pre-order. So we are ordering now. The book is going to be out. You get your copies first or second week of June. That's why after today it's going to be 5,000, because you're actually going to buy the copy. But when you pre-order, it's going to come to you first week of June. We have all the numbers of the people that have pre-ordered, and we are going to reach them. So send me a text on WhatsApp. I have to send you my account number so that you can pay for the book. After tonight is 5,000. Thank you, Esther, for that question. And if there's no other question, I'm gonna post the link for the and for the Zoom for the book launch. Come in there and let me share a personal story on how I got to write this book. It's really interesting. So take care. I really, really love you from the bottom of my heart. God has laid it in my heart for me to just make women better. It is a purpose, it is my mandate, and I'm committed to this mandate. So let's all rise together. Tabitha, arise.